Squad here on 101 ESPN, 101sports.com, on the internet. Chad Range alongside Jessie Finney, and I'm excited for this next interview. James Krause. Here's a guy, a Kansas City kid. He's in KC. He's hanging out. He doesn't, he's been put on a list, basically. And you said that that's not that uncommon. They have plenty of people out there. And within a week or two of being not with the UFC, boom, he gets a call, takes on Sam Stout, ends up winning his first UFC fight, and walks away with over $100,000 in win bonuses. James, you there with us?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
James, just talk about the excitement of when you got the call and they said, hey, we need you to step in, you're going against Sam Stout, and kind of what went through your mind when you received the call from the UFC.
I just got out of practice, and I had a text waiting from Joe Silva saying, I have another short notice fight, because he already offered me one before. It was on 6 days notice, and I cut a lot of weight, so the 6 days it wouldn't have been healthy for me to do it. So I'd already kind of been getting ready, though. I'd already kind of going through a camp, and I felt really good. I was trying to get my weight down. And he said it's on 2 weeks and 2 days notice, and I was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. And so Sam Stout, and talking to anybody in my camp, like around me, like we love the matchup. I loved the Sam Stout matchup. I thought it was a great stylistically matchup fight for me. And everybody in my camp did, everybody outside was like, oh man, that's a tough fight. Of course it's a tough fight. There's no easy fights in the UFC. They're all going to be tough. So me personally, I was extremely happy with drawing Sam Stout, for a couple of reasons. One, it's Sam Stout. He's got 15 fights, had 15 fights in the UFC. He's got stats for days. So it's a guy that I can come in and really show everybody like what I'm all about. And I felt like, that was what I wanted. I didn't want the opportunity to just be in the UFC. I wanted to show everybody like kind of what I'm all about and what I am, and how my talents. I just wanted to show everybody and showcase my skills. And then it was on FX. Obviously not for me. It was for him more, but I'll take it. That was a great exposure for me. It did a ton for me exposure-wise, so I was really happy with that. And then the matchup, it just made for fireworks. He's a guy that comes in and he is just tough as nails to finish. I pretty much knew that it was going to be tough to finish him in any way. So I liked it, and I'm a guy that comes in and I try to be exciting. I throw crazy stuff whenever I can, and I try to finish fights. So I knew it would be a good matchup for the fans and for me to show off my skills. So we were all about it. We loved every second of it, and we didn't have much time to prepare or get ready, but we made it work, and it turned out great.
Sam, this is Jesse here. Tell me a little bit about how you actually, like pretty much on a short list of short notice guys. Tell me how that works and who you were with before that and what fights you had before that leading up into this fight.
Well, I was, they basically, you kind of know, because they'd offered me a couple fights. They'd offered me Eve Edwards like a few months back before I fought Joe Jordan in RFA, and they ended up giving it to Jeremy Stevens, who was on contract with him. So I kind of knew I was on their radar, and I didn't really think much of that one. And then they called me back about a month before I actually took the Stout fight, and they wanted me to fight on the Henderson-Melendez card. And that was on 6 days' notice, and I was like, man, I really, really want to take this, but I can't. I can't cut that. It was 28 pounds in 6 days, and I've kind of done that road before, and it just doesn't turn out to be a good thing. So, I basically went into a camp, and I was like, I'm just gonna go get ready no matter what. And if it's gonna be 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, I'm just gonna be ready for this next fight whenever they call me, and we'll go from there. So it was really just being ready, and I was in shape. I was basically went into a fight camp, got my weight down, hit strength conditioning, and I was in great shape. And luckily for me, it kind of worked out perfect. From the time that I went into that camp to the time I fought, it was about 6 weeks, which is about what I like to have for a fight. So it was cool. It's kind of random though. You don't know when they're going to call you. You really have no idea. You just got to be ready. So I did I did my best to be as ready as I could be, on short notice, and it worked out really well.
You're watching the Hit Squad on 101sports.com. We're talking to James Krause, who announced his presence with authority in the UFC against Sam Stout, posting a big win. Now, what are your plans, and have they talked to you? Are you in? Are you slated for another fight? Or where, after you won that, what did they say? And where do you stand right now with the UFC?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since. My manager hasn't talked to him since, and I have a couple vacations lined up. Actually, I just have one more. I just went on one with my wife, and then I have one to go see my family. I'm from the East Coast. I'm gonna go see them. It's been a couple of years since I've seen them, so I need to get down there and see them. And then after that, I'm gonna go right back to work. Right now, I was back in the gym teaching and stuff like that on Monday after my fight, so I never really took much time off. I took a week of hard physical training off, and I've been back in already though, so. I don't like taking much time off, but I think I'll be ready again probably last quarter of the year. You know what I mean? I don't really know a specific day, but I don't know when they want me back. But I'm trying to. I have a couple of issues with my hand. I had some hand problems kind of before, and then Sam Stout has a pretty hard head, so it didn't make it any better. So I'm gonna make sure my hands are good and all that good stuff before I get back in there. But I'm thinking later this year is when I'll get back in.
Okay. Now, right before UFC 162, the fight bonuses really seemed to creep their way into the media. There was talk about there's not enough, and then Dana White said, well, I might be doing away with the fight bonuses altogether. I want you to talk about, if you were not going to walk away from a bonus, where would you have stood? And then the fact that you did get the win bonuses, how that changed things for you.
Well, either way, I'm going to give you the same answer. So, I mean, it's irrelevant if I won the bonus or if I didn't win the bonus. I'm going to fight the same way, whether it's in front of 10 people or 10,000 people. It makes no difference to me. I want to be exciting. I want people to want to come watch me. That's just kind of what I fight for. You know what I mean? I want to be the guy that everybody's like, oh, man, that's James Krause. He's so exciting. I love watching him fight. He does crazy stuff. He's not afraid to try anything. That's kind of what I'm about. I really like that. I don't almost like a people's chant type thing, I guess. I don't know, man. I just want to be exciting, and I want people to want to watch me. So, it makes no difference to me whether there's a bonus or not a bonus. But if I had to choose, I would say, let's keep the bonuses, keep me on the lower pay scale, because I'm very confident that I'm going to go out and put on a good performance every time. And if I can't get the knockout or the submission, I'm going to throw some crazy stuff, trying to finish the fight, and hopefully it makes for an exciting fight. I'm pretty confident that my style plays well into the bonuses. Now, to the other guys that don't have that style, change your style. I don't know. That's not really my problem. I'm ready to. I want to be exciting. I want to be exciting, and I want to try stuff that most people don't. And I think that's a fan favorite. I think people like to see that, and I think that's where the bonuses are.
Sam, who do you got your sights set on for your next fight? If I said to you right now, hey Sam, you got anybody you wanted the 155-pound weight class, who would it be?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot. I don't think I have one specific person in mind, and I know that's the cliche answer, but I'm kind of a question mark to the UFC. I think I don't really know where I stand in their eyes. I don't know. They have a couple options, because Sam's extremely tough, but he's never been a top contender. So I don't know if they want to try to put me against some other Ultimate Fighter guys to make sure that wasn't a fluke, or if they want to put me with some of the higher ranked guys, not top 10, but some of the higher ranked guys. I don't really know what their plans are for me. Either way, I'm okay with it. I feel like I can compete. I've been saying this for a long time. I feel like I can compete at the top of the food chain there. I'm not afraid to fight anybody in that division. I just ran into a couple of bumps in the road on the way there, so I fixed them. I got over them, and now I'm there, and I'm ready to go against whoever. Man, I want good matchups. I want exciting matchups. I will say that I want to fight somebody that wants to fight me back. I want to fight somebody that doesn't just want to lay on me for 15 minutes or, isn't okay with, getting a decision win. You know, I want to fight somebody that wants to fight back and wants to be exciting too.
Well, you got another guy up there in Kansas City, Missouri named Bobby Voelker. Now he's fighting Robbie Lawler in next week. Give me your thoughts on what your thoughts are on the next week's matchup with Robbie Lawler.
Man, Bobby is just, he's something else, man. That dude is, he has literally all the unteachables that, you know, that as a coach that you can't teach. You just, you know, he is as tough as nails. He's naturally abnormally strong. Heart for days, like he just will not give up. Great chin, hits like a truck. You know, he just has all these things. He's a guy that can. I've seen he can go off of an injury and hasn't trained for 6 months, and then he'll get off the couch or off whatever, and then go do 15 minutes no problem. He's just a freak. He is a crazy good athlete, and he just has all those unteachables that, man, when you have that guy marching towards you, you know, for 15 minutes straight, it gets disheartening, you know, whenever you can't hurt him. And he's something else, man. He causes a lot of problems for people that can't put him away. And I see that fight could, I mean, I'm excited for it. It's a great fight for Bobby. You know, and they're pretty similar, I think, and stylistically, they both are trying to knock heads off. You know, that's the name of both their games, and I'm pretty excited to see how that one goes.
James Krause, after winning his first UFC fight against Sam Stout. Real quick, James, is it going to be Weidman again or Silva on December 28th?
Man, that's a great question. I picked Weidman this first time. But, you know, I think it depends on what Anderson shows up. I think an Anderson that's coming out, you know, not trying to play around and you know, looking to finish fights and hurt somebody, man, that's a tough guy to beat. That really is a tough guy to beat. But that being said, I'm taking Chris Weidman again.
I like it. I like it. Thank you, James. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Thank you.
Absolutely. He wouldn't say it, but I know he was happy to take that $100,000 to his vacations with his wife and stuff.
Would he be taking all those vacations?
Yeah, if he didn't get those fight bonuses.
Yeah. Good for him. I tell you what, he's always a top-notch guy. He's a class act, man, and he is a guy that he's paid his dues and did everything he's had to do to get back into the UFC.
Are you surprised that they haven't came to him and said, you know, okay, great job against Sam Stout. We're going to get you in, not even against somebody, but within the next 3 to 6 months?
Well, yes, they probably have, and he also told us that he's had a hand injury, and I do know that he's had a hand injury. And he's probably told them, hey, man, I've got a hand injury here. You know, just like when Bobby Voelker fought Patrick Cote, I went straight to Joe Silva and said, listen, man, he's good to go. He's ready to go at any time. You let us know and we're ready to go. Same thing they probably did with James Krause, and James Krause said, hey, listen, to give you a heads up, behind the scenes, my right hand screwed up or my left hand screwed up. I don't want to say because I don't want to give any secrets out.
Right.
I said, hey, give me a little bit of time off because my hand is screwed up.
But, I mean, he comes out, he beats Sam Stout. He will fight again in the UFC.
Oh, he's ready to go. I mean, he'll be fighting here probably I would say probably 8 to 10 weeks.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be flashing back to the past coming up in our next segment. Hear what we think are the epic battles from the UFC and mixed martial arts coming up next on 101sports.com.